About President Jimmy Carter, he had surgery today to relieve pressure from a brain bleed. He is hearing from all over the world, from people wishing him good health. 11 Alive's Elvin Lopez live outside Emory Hospital right now, where President Carter remains hospitalized tonight. Elvin?
Yeah, that's right, Jeff. The former president is still here at Emory tonight. Now, the Carter Center saying that there were no complications following his surgery this morning. Now, there's no timeline as to when he will be heading home. The surgery was to remove pressure on his brain caused by a subdural hematoma following his recent falls. 11 Alive medical correspondent Dr. Sujatha Reddy, who is not treating President Carter, explained it to us like this.
The subdural hematoma is where blood collects under the skull and under a specific part of the brain. Because the skull is a tight, confined space, as there's bleeding in that area, it builds pressure on the brain, and that can cause serious symptoms.
After at least 3 major falls this year, the oldest living president has continued to keep busy, teaching Sunday school in Plains, Georgia, and building houses for Habitat for Humanity. He fell in May, breaking his hip, but it didn't keep him out of the public for long. Then he fell again in early October after his 95th birthday, got 14 stitches above his brow and a black eye, but was back at it volunteering the very next day. And the most recent fall 3 weeks ago left him with a fractured pelvis. But on November 3rd, Mr. Carter was back teaching Sunday school in Plains, Georgia. His wife said he was doing really well. Now, many hoping and expecting he will get back on his feet soon.
The recovery is going to depend on the person's symptoms beforehand, their overall health. But as we've seen with President Carter, he's incredibly resilient and strong. And if anyone can speed through their recovery for this, it'll be him.
And in 2015, Carter went through treatment for cancer in his brain and in his liver. A few months after that, he said an MRI showed he was cancer-free. Now, he will not be teaching Sunday school in Plains, Georgia this weekend, but the church says he will be back December 8th. Jeff?